Hi, fellow Malaysians, fellow nature lovers, fellow hikers. How's things? My name is Kelvin, and today I would like to share with you, all right, the importance of having your own survival kit, your own first aid kit, all right, and why you have to bring it to the jungle. Okay, uh, see here, all right. Just give me a minute. Let me turn this down so you can have a better look of how it's supposed to be. Now, first and foremost, a totally no-brainer is you must always bring along a headlamp. Okay, headlamp, of course, regardless of whether it's a morning hike or an afternoon hike, or even if you hike, in the daytime, it's very important to have one because sometimes you could get lost, you could deviate from your trails, and then you're gonna find a way out, and by the time you know it, it's already evening, and then the jungle gets dark and you can't see. Right, so having a headlamp is very important. Features that I'll look for when I get myself a headlamp is of course the lumens. I would aim for at least 500 lumens and above. Alright, this one is actually a Nightcore, a Nightcore HC30. Okay, this is about 1000 lumens. Alright, and they have a beam distance of about 150 meters, if I'm not mistaken. And I also upgraded to a more higher capacity battery so that the headlamp will last longer. Right, added features, of course, you can find in a good headlamp. Alright, it's of course the strobe function. Right, strobe function, SOS function. Alright, yeah, these are very good features, right, for a headlamp. Okay. Well, besides headlamp, no-brainer. One thing that I see a lot of hikers do not bring it's the whistle. Right, a lot of hikers, I can see they're wearing the best shoes, the best garments. They bring along their the most expensive hiking poles, for example, but they always never bring a whistle. Now this is very important. Reason being is because if you are trapped in the jungle for days without water, without food, all right, and you don't have more energy to shout for help, this will help you. All right, and it also helps you to save energy by rather than shouting, but just by blowing. All right, people can hear. This is actually a storm whistle. No, it's a bit on the high side. I think I bought it for like 40-50 ringgit. But it's very good. They have like 100 decibels, very loud. Why you need to buy yourself a very powerful whistle is because you want it to penetrate through the sounds of the jungle. Alright, jungle is not a place where it's quiet. You have sounds of like cicada, sounds of wind, sounds of monkeys, gibbons, and all. So you need a very strong whistle to penetrate all those sounds created by those animals. Okay. Next, let's check out my personal first aid kit. Over here you can see there is stretchable bandages, as well. Okay, this is basically what they call surgical tape, right, to tie your bandages. I sometimes also use this as a way to mark the trails, and you can use this to tie on trees, right, which is good because not a lot of people use that. So that sometimes the trail there's a lot of markers and you get yourself confused. Sometimes by paper markers or by ribbons. You can use this because nobody uses this. Okay, and if you are the only one who use it, then you know that you are on the right trail. Okay. Besides that, you have a card holder. Besides rather than bringing the whole wallet, you can use this. Put your IC, your license, and some cash. One more thing is that I'd like to emphasize: it's very important to bring along your, besides IC and all, a card that contains your full name, at the same time your emergency contact number, or your next of kin, and also a card that talks about do you have any kinds of allergy to medication or not. Alright, that this all should be written here. So when the first aider or the first responders, when they see this and they know, oh, you're allergic to this certain medication. Alright, so very, very important. What I have inside here, of course, compass. Okay, well, I can not many people know how to use a compass, because even myself, I'm still learning. But I think basics is at least you know where's the sun sets and rise. I think that's very important. Okay, because this is basically a booklet on all the basics of first aid and so forth. Yeah, I bring it along just in case I forget. Some alcohol swabs just to keep things clean and sterile. I wouldn't encourage this to clean your wounds because different school of thought, but I feel that by using 70% alcohol, that's going to prolong your healing period. Your skin will not form, your skin will not heal when you use alcohol swabs. Yeah, so use this just on the outer layer to clean, but not on the wound itself. So what we have here, the small things here. Yeah. Let's put this away. By the way, this first aid bag is actually by Deuter. Okay, by Deuter. They have different sizes for this. Now, what I have here, of course, it's basically a pill organizer. No, I don't really organize it based on the dates, but I kind of recognize which one is which lah. Yeah. Medications, of course, should include antihistamines for any kinds of allergic reaction. Panadol, paracetamol for fever. Charcoal tablets, in case of diarrhea, food poisoning, and so forth. And I don't know, if you're going for multi-day hikes, I would suggest to bring along some, vitamin C, or things to strengthen your immune system, or any of the multivitamins. You can see here I also have this is cotton buds. They're tinder to create fire. What they call to start off a fire. Yeah? Okay. This is one. Now it's very important to bring along a Ziploc bag. One of the uses of a Ziploc bag, besides making your things dry, right, is also to, for example, if you reach a summit and there's no water source, all right, you ask yourself, where are you going to clean your plates? So what you do is you can just stuff your plate in here, your small little plate, and you put your food on top, so that your plate will not get dirty. Yeah, you can. This is one of the uses as well. Now Vaseline, and besides keeping your lips dry, this can actually be used as a candle. You can rub this. You can use the cotton bud, which I had just now. You can take this and you rub it, and this can become a candle. Okay, your fire will last longer. Okay, and it's very highly flammable. Besides that, you can use it to zip your zip lines, your bags. To for dry lips. Yeah. I think it's good. Vaseline. Pen knife. Okay, this is Victorinox pen knife. I got this some time ago. I think 80 ringgit. I was a big fan of MacGyver. But if I were you, to get one with scissors. This one does not have scissors. I think scissors are very important. Okay, pen knife. Well, emergency blanket. Emergency blanket. This is more of a higher end. I think about 30 ringgit for this. It's good. It's because you see there's dual color. Alright, so the silver one is always on the inside if you want to keep yourself warm. If you want to keep yourself cool, this one will be on the outside to reflect sun. Besides being able to help you to keep warm or keep cold. Oh, if you see that the very reflective part of the emergency blanket, this can be used as a way to signal for help as well. Besides using a mirror, you can actually use this. Very useful. Or you can even use this to cover, alright, as a form of shelter. Okay. Oh, what do I have more? Now condom. Now condom, of course, besides being a very good birth control method, it can also have a lot of uses as a survival tool. Not much people know about this is because they don't really, they don't really use it, because what they do is they just bring along a water bottle with them. Now ask yourself this question. This is basically, it does not take any space in your bag. It's so small, it's so light. It can actually be used as a way to takong air, as a water carrier. What I mean is that if there's times when you don't have water and you want to trap rainwater, you can use this. All right, very very useful. But the only downside is that it's very very fragile. I've tried to store almost 3 to 4 liters before with this, no problem. But once you get poked by any sharp objects or scratch, the thing will burst for sure. So how do you protect this? Is that you use the socks. You can put it into a socks, and you can protect it. All right. Besides being able to store water, this can also be used to keep your electronic items safe. Your handphones, you can put this in to keep them safe as well. Okay, condom. Okay, I have another bandage here. I'm going to elaborate about that. Some other gauges, I particularly like the big ones, so this one you can just apply pressure if there's any deep bleeding. Very very good. Okay. And they just something very special as well, sanitary pad. Alright, sanitary pad, of course, for women, for period and all. It can also be used as a survival tool. Another alternative to sanitary pad is what you use is tampons, but I don't have it with me now. Sanitary pad, one thing you can see, is very very absorbent, clean, very very sterile. I've seen soldiers and soldiers actually use this as a cooler pad. They put it into water and then they just they just space it on their head. It might look funny and all, but it really works. It's a cooling pad. Or you can even take out the insides of the sanitary pad. The insides can actually be used as a tinder to create fire as well. Last but not least, well, it looks perfect as a bandage. It's very high absorbent and is known to stop bleeding. It's very very good. Sanitary pad. This is actually fusidin anti ointment. A doctor gave this to me when I had I think bee stings, hornet stings in Brumbun. Very very good as well. Okay. Things that I didn't mention, I think one of the very useful things that I have as well in my first aid kit, my survival kit, is actually a water filter. Alright, this is actually a Sawyer water filter that comes with a straw. We have other brands like Life Straw and those are also quite good. But the reason I bought this is because, well, it's very very small and it's good because you see, one thing is that it gets to filter out the sand, alright, as well. Compared to water purification tablets, alright, they don't filter out the sand, and for water purification tablets you need to wait for a while, maybe 30 to 45 minutes. This one you do not wait. It's instant. You can just plug this and you can just put it. You can drink it from the river. But of course, it doesn't fully filters out everything. All right. So you have to be very careful where you find your water source. Making sure that you take flowing water right in the middle of the lake. And I don't know, if you see the rubbish and everywhere around that water source, that means most of the time the water source is contaminated with rats and so forth, or leptospirosis. So it's very very important that you keep that in mind as well. So water filter, right? It's also used for a lot of ultralight hikers or trail runners. They like to use this as well because it enables them to drink right from the water source, and then they don't need to bring so much water with them, right? Water filter. Antiseptic. Alright, this is actually insect repellent for leeches as well as mosquitoes. My shampoo oil, minyak kapak, is also very important. If you need something to keep you moving, this is good. Things that I didn't mention, I think a power bank is also useful. Alright, depends on on this is actually a 10,000 mAh power bank. Alright, depends on how long is the trip. You might need a power bank. Yeah. Paracord bracelet. Last but not least, the things that I want to discuss is basically one of my very important tools that I always bring along with me is a knife. This is always a must whenever I go into a jungle. Okay, so first and foremost is that knife. There's a couple of types. Depends on what kind of use that you want with your knife. Some people say what knives is good. For me, I think that got knife better than no knife lah. So bring along a knife. Okay, now, like this one I had is actually a brand called Moragniv, made in Sweden. Very good, very sharp. It's, I think I bought this for like 100. I think about 110. You can maybe get it cheaper. It's about it's about 110 or so forth. Oh, it's not very sharp anymore. Might need some sharpening. Okay, so you can see I actually modded the sheath, putting in some paracord and have a tape which includes I think there's 2 or 3 fishing rods inside there. So what I do is I can actually use the strands right, as a way to fish. Okay, this is actually a fire starter as well. Okay, where you can use to light up fire. Yeah, very good. Okay, now of course you can also bring along a parang with you, but depends if you are going somewhere for exploration. In Malay they call it merintis hutan, or bushwhacking. Yeah, bringing a parang is always a good choice, to bushwhack. This is actually a my parang. I think I bought it for like, I don't know, 200 plus. It's not bad. The one thing about knives is that it needs a lot of constant maintenance to keep it sharp. Okay. This is actually a golok. I would prefer to have something which is not too heavy, because if you're doing exploration, countless swinging of the parang, it's going to tire you down. It's going to be very tiring. So you want something which is sharp, which has quite good chopping power. Alright, so yeah, something which is average weight, not too heavy. I have a heavier parang, which I use it for like batoning, to cut into thick woods and so forth. So guys, I think that's about it. Right, yeah. So guys, that's about it. I hope that you've benefited from what I share. This is just about, I think there's more things to do with survival. There's a lot more things, and you don't need to bring every single item which I stated just now, because it's probably around 1.2 1.3 kgs. If you plus around the parang, will be even more. Alright, so if you're just going on a day hike, 2-3 hours, you can just bring along a whistle, with a headlamp, right, and medication, and you're good to go. If you're going for like longer hikes, 12 hours, 14 hours, then yeah, you better get yourself more equipped, right? Because very simple. The more how I judge myself is how much things I want to bring. Alright, for certain hikes is the further it is, right, for rescue parties, search parties to look for you, right, then the more you have to bring, the more supplies you have to bring, the more kacang you have to bring. If you're just going for like Bukit Gasing, Bukit Kiara, then you don't need to bring so many things. Let's say headlamp, whistle, maybe a knife, they're good to go. Alright, anyway, thanks for listening. As you know now, it's a mini lockdown in Malaysia. Alright, I hope that everyone will get through this and to fight this COVID-19. Alright, anyway, thanks for viewing.